A former member of a girl group put together by JoJo Siwa has called out JoJo for apparently putting her through a grueling work schedule even when she'd just been through surgery.
Suck in that gut. You want to be spayed?
Welcome to Scroll Deep, the show that keeps up with internet nonsense so you don't have to. Let's crack on with it. So, Leah Sanderson was a member of XOMG Pop, and we will be covering that name further on. And it was put together on a TV competition called Siwas Dance Pop Revolution, just a collection of words, where basically JoJo Siwa searched for the group of young girls who would be the next big pop sensation. But now, Leah Sanderson and her mother Angie have spoken exclusively to Rolling Stone about her time in the group, and their version is not pretty. They allege that JoJo was cruel and overbearing, that she was mean to the girls, that she called them names, that she pitted them against each other, that it was just generally bad stuff. Rolling Stone also says it's reviewed documents that apparently show the producers of that show, that reality show, encouraged the kids to cry and generally tried to kind of mess them up to get better TV footage. According to one source close to the production, there was a saying on the show among the producers that said, quote, "It's not a good day unless you make a kid cry," which is, you know, I'm going to sue because that is famously the slogan of Scroll Deep, so I'm going to have to get our lawyers involved. Angie Sanderson, the young girl's mum, said that she had heard that comment as well, and another source who spoke to Rolling Stone said that they hadn't heard that phrase specifically, but it was consistent with the general atmosphere. So it seems like it was a tough atmosphere on set for that show. Now, we like to be balanced on this, so I will say a representative for the production was asked about this. They said, quote, "Not to my knowledge was any statement made," which is a classic phrase you say of like, as far as I know, that wasn't said. It's an interesting way to deny something. And then they went on to say that such a remark is counter to everything JoJo Siwa stands for, which again, doesn't necessarily mean she didn't do it. It's just saying like, wow, if she said that, it'd almost be like she's not who you think she is, you know? But things allegedly got worse when this girl joined the group. She was one of 7 girls who were chosen from a whole slew of kids who auditioned on this show to be a member of XOMG Pop. Sorry, let's quickly break this down. So it's XOMG Pop. So I think it's like XO, as in like kiss and hug, but then the XO bleeds into OMG, which is oh my god, and then pop, exclamation mark, so pop is short for popular. So it could be that the full name of the band is Kiss Hug My God Popular, but then it could be that the MG is of course magnesium. So it could be that the name of the group is Kiss Hug Magnesium Popular, which I think rolls off the tongue better. Apparently these poor girls were allegedly made to work constantly with little or no time for school, which would be contrary to law in California. Like, there's all these laws around kids performing, and they've tightened these laws over the years. Like, kids are only supposed to work for so many hours, they're supposed to have so many hours of schooling, they're supposed to be like paid for their work, and apparently not much of that was going on. Apparently they received very little compensation for all the work they were doing. They apparently like slept on the floor of a dance studio. There was apparently this sort of like hype house where the girls were supposed to live that was painted all multicolored. But apparently they didn't actually live in that house. That was just kind of for show. And then in the midst of all this, Leah experienced all these health problems, including blood leaking out of her belly button. And at one point she flew to Texas to undergo surgery on her spine. JoJo and her mum and all that, they were very supportive, and so were the other mums. They sent her flowers. But then afterwards, even though, you know, she's probably supposed to rest for weeks after surgery on her spine, apparently she got back and they were like straight back into rehearsal after like 3 weeks. And they're like, you got to get dancing again, put on your dancing shoes. So obviously very stressful. And it went on, and then eventually when the mother of this girl, Angie, raised some concerns with the other mothers and with the studio, she was just let go from the group. Apparently she was just abruptly fired from the group. And this has kind of been a bit of a pattern because there were 7 of them originally, and now there's 4 of them. And I think that 4 is an entirely new group of girls. They're just hemorrhaging members. Now again, we should be balanced, so I will say that the Siwa family denied all this via their attorney, Brian, who said, quote, "These allegations are 100% provably false. Voluminous, great word, and irrefutable evidence will tell you all you need to know, that a disgruntled momager's own abusive behavior caused her daughter to be asked not to return to the group." So they're putting all the blame on Angie. I'll say this, all right? Not to victim blame or anything. Don't put your kid in a group. Don't put a child in show business. It's never gonna go well. JoJo Siwa herself had some hard times, right? I mean, there is certainly a big irony to all of this because JoJo Siwa had a hard time on Dance Moms and all of that, and it seems like this cycle may be allegedly repeating itself. Has there ever been an instance of a child entering the entertainment industry and having anything less than the worst time ever? Like, wait till they're 18 and then they can just choose to enter the entertainment industry. I do have incredible sympathy specifically for this young girl, but my sympathy is slightly less for the mum because I'm like, how did you not see that this was going to be very, very stressful for this girl? But I will say the other mothers, who are all under NDAs, but the other members of Oh My God Pop, they all sent statements to Rolling Stone basically saying that they all had a nice experience and that everything's great. And they didn't want to be individually identified, but they said everything's great and they're happy to be in the group. So they don't agree with Angie and Leah, who, by the way, Leah was the only member not under NDA, so that's why she's come out and revealed all this stuff. The group is still going. I'm in it, so I am biased. But they also announced a new member, Penelope, in October 2023. They're now a 4-person group. It's Penelope, the 2 other girls, and me, and I'm proud to be a member, and I do my dance. They still upload to TikTok and Instagram and stuff. Leah has actually gone on to make her own group, sort of a less managed group, you know, where she seems to be thriving. So that's a kind of nice, semi-happy ending. But the whole thing seems like a real mess, and it's almost as if we should stop making children perform for us. But I guess that's not gonna happen. But again, I am in the group, and it's fine, because I'm an adult, so I have a nice time in the group. Generally speaking, I quite like JoJo Siwa. I obviously don't know her personally, I only know the secondhand reports, but she generally seems to be a relatively wholesome figure, a relatively good role model. I know she, you know, has flaws, but does seem like a person who has lived an incredibly intense and unusual life and is extremely online and maybe would benefit from just being left alone for like a month. If JoJo Siwa could go and just sit on a beach where no one's demanding content from her, maybe she'd have a bit of a nice bit of reset. Because I do feel really sorry for JoJo in some ways because she had quite a bizarre upbringing. And it obviously doesn't excuse alleged mean behavior, but it may explain it a little bit. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you believe these testimonies? Do you think the girls had a grand old time in the group? Are you in the group? Are you JoJo Siwa? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, make sure to follow Scroll Deep for all the latest internet nonsense and like the episode if you've made it this far. Come on, you've watched all the content and made it to the end. You're not gonna like the episode? What are you? Criminal? Till next time, I'm Benedict Townsend, and we'll leave you with our usual catchphrase, you better keep dancing! Ugh.